Seven out of 10 teens do not get the recommended 8 hours of sleep each night. This means that for many of us, we need to make up this time with naps. But naps have a lot of factors, and sometimes it seems to be questionable whether naps are beneficial or deterrent. So naps are complicated, but in order to find out what the ideal nap is, we need to look at both the negatives and positives of napping. Let's start with the negatives. So, especially after long naps, when you first wake up, you may begin to feel a lack of cognitive ability, grogginess, or have a difficulty focusing. Constantly different words get thrown around, such as rapid eye movement and deep sleep. Times are everywhere, differing from 10 minutes to 30 minutes to 90 minutes. If you look into the long-term effects, you begin to see issues such as cardiovascular disorder, blood pressure problems, and even an increased risk of mortality and death. It can all just be very overwhelming. And yes, every single one of these things is an issue. But most of them can be addressed by focusing on two simple factors of a nap: duration and amount. On the surface, these seem like very similar things, but they are slightly different. Duration focuses on the amount of time you're sleeping for, which should be between 10 and 40 minutes, with a 90-minute top to ensure that your body does not prepare for a long night of rest. Amount should be that you don't nap constantly, so that your body does not have to continuously go through the feeling of waking up. As Jana Mantua and Rebecca M.C. Spencer, doctors of behavioral psychology, explain, it is proposed then that the afternoon nap provides a second waking opportunity, and thus a second opportunity for cardiovascular events to occur. Mantua and Spencer reveal how, when it comes to naps, biological issues arise not from too much sleep, but from the breakage of that sleep due to circadian rhythm, which causes us to be awake in more light, before the sleep's natural conclusion. So while it may be tempting to turn off the alarm and keep your nap going for longer, that's actually the worst thing you could do. While it may be daunting to hear so many negative aspects of a nap, there are several positives that can be applied, and many of them work directly for us high schoolers studying for tests. In the short term, immediately after waking up from a good short nap, you'll be able to have increased problem solving and pattern recognition, which can help you complete any homework you're struggling with or study for a test. In the long term, days, even up to weeks after the nap, you can have increased ability to learn and intake information, helping you in class. But the key is that these naps cannot be in the context of exhaustion. Michael Granger, a sleep researcher at the University of Pennsylvania, discusses, rather than a nap by necessity, this is a nap by choice. These naps, since they are not in the context of exhaustion, have the opportunity of boosting your performance. Granger's differentiation between these two types of naps uncovers the psychological difficulty to thrive, even with sleep recovery. This is because, as I said before, 70% of teens do not get 8 hours of sleep per night. That means that only 30% do. That is an F 2 times over. So, naps are complicated, and there are several positives and negatives to napping. But the thing to remember is that naps should be a luxury, not a necessity. Obviously, until we lower that 70% figure, we'll have to look at the positives and negatives of napping and how they can help us if done correctly. Thank you.